So I know you guys aren't used to seeing me with black hair, so I'm here to review a company for you guys. This is the company called Vixen. Vixen extensions, Vixen hair. These are Vixen extensions, obviously. These are 24 inches, and I have leave out. I'm not really liking my leave out. It looks pretty good for like a couple of days, but I will be reinstalling this with a closure. I really do wish that they sent me a closure with this. It would have been a whole lot easier because I do not like having to straighten my hair because I naturally have curly hair, and as we all know, heat can be very damaging to curls. I do like it. I really love the hair. It's very soft. I didn't really have too many problems with it shedding, except when I took it straight out of the pack and I just ran my fingers through it and it shed just a little bit, not a lot. One thing that I did not really like about the hair is that the track band was so freaking thick. I was actually scared to glue the hair in like I would normally have done, so I ended up having to sew the wig together, and I don't really like U-part wigs, so that was just horrible for me. Like I said, I will be reinstalling this hair probably tomorrow, because I just don't like having sewn in a sewn in wig and I don't have a closure. It just doesn't sit well for me. I'm not a weave expert on laying some edges or laying some hair. I'm not, you know, I just prefer to use the glue-in method because it's a lot faster. The tracks lay a lot smoother for me. I really do like the hair. It's very soft, very long. It's very long for my height. I am 5'2". I'm gonna stand up for you guys so you guys can see how long it is. It's about right here, right above or right to my belly button, and if I turn around you guys can see it's like right there at the tailbone. I did have to do like a lot to blend my hair with it because I have Indian curly hair. I don't have Indian straight hair. So Indian curly hair, it's a very different texture than Indian straight hair. This hair feels like it really came off of my godmother. She's Indian, so she's full-blooded, 100% Indian. I'm only half, but the texture between our hair, between my hair and her hair, is very different. Maybe next time when I review another type of their hair, because they do have different types of hair. You guys could check out their website. I will link everything down below. I will link the direct link to the hair that I have, which is 24 inches, Indian Remy, 100% Indian Remy hair. Indian Remy has never been my friend when it comes to blending my natural hair with, so that's why I do recommend a closure if it's not virgin. Virgin hair, this hair can be straightened, flat iron, washed. I did have to wash it because it has a factory smell. It still has a hint of that factory smell even after soaking it in the shampoo and conditioner for about 30 minutes. It still has like a little hint of the factory smell, but that's okay. It's not really horrible, like, you know, wet weave or something. I do recommend you getting a closure if you're going to be getting any types of Remy hair. I recommend a closure with any hair personally because it's just a lot easier and you don't have to damage your own hair to blend it. Affordable, it just all depends on what your definition of affordable is. Affordable for me, no, because first of all, I'm not gonna buy 24-inch hair because it's just too long for me, because of my height. But if you do, you know, want to spend, it's, to me, affordable is an understatement, because you got to think about the quality of the hair, you got to think about the length of the hair, how many bundles you're getting, what type of look you're going for. So it just all depends on your definition of affordable. For me, I would have been fine with a closure and one bundle of hair because I have shaved sides, like I said, so I don't really need that much hair. And I don't really like the look of having super thick big heads of weave because I have a small head and I have a small body, so that's just too much, you know, hair for me. So without further ado, if you guys want to see how I made this little U-part wig for shave size, then just keep watching. Don't forget to check out their website below. It's called Vixen. This is not a sponsored video, okay? This is not a sponsored video. They just emailed me to see if I wanted to, you know, they saw my other video and they wanted to see if, you know, I would review their hair for them.
So here is my braid pattern, you guys. I just braided 6 braids on each side and I kind of tied them together with some thread. Here is my leave out. Here is the hair. It's been washed and conditioned and everything and blow dried, and this is how it looks. It's very natural, no tangles, no shedding. This is how the ends look. It looks like it came straight off of someone's head. Very natural. And here is how the track band looks. Here is how the tracks look when, you know, you take them out. It's not that long, but that's reasonable for, you know, the length of hair. I'm using a spandex cap here, but I do recommend you guys getting a dome cap. I did find out later that you can glue this hair instead of sewing it, but if you guys want to sew it, I will be showing you that, obviously. So I'm just going to mark out where the base of my braids are, and I'm just using an eyeliner pencil to do that with. And I don't like this cap because, like I said, it's a spandex cap, so it was very hard to make sure that I have the proper lineage going on because it is movable and it's very stretchy. So yeah, make sure you get a dome cap and pay attention to what's on the packaging. And I am outlining where my U part is just to make sure that I don't go overboard with placing tracks. So now I place it on my wig head and I'm going to measure my first track. It's going to be going in like a U circle shape, or however you want to call it, in a U type shape, not straight, but I'm gonna follow the line, the curve of the line at the base of the nape of the head. Gosh, I'm not making any sense. So I'm just going to place the needle through my track, and as you guys can see, the track of the band the band track is very thick and very stiff, but I did notice that once it has been worn on my head for a couple of hours or whatever, it did soften up a lot. So you guys are able to glue the tracks onto a cap. Now the method I am using, I'm just going underneath the hair and underneath the track, and I'm going through the cap. So I think this method is called a loop over method. And I like this method a lot easier than sewing through the track and through the cap because it's a lot faster. Just make sure that you have adequate spacing so that you don't create any types of bubbles in your track or in your wig. And make sure that you do go through the track at the beginning and at the end of each track to ensure that it's secure. So now I have 2 tracks at the bottom and the curve formation. Now I'm going to place 2 tracks going straight across. And I have about that much spacing going in between, about 1/2 inch, as you guys saw. And I am just going to sew these 2 pieces going straight across. And the reason why I'm doing so much spacing in between is because the hair is very thick, and the hair is gonna lay over everything and gonna lay over all the tracks, so you really won't see anything, you know, coming through or whatever. But if you guys want your caps, or if you guys want your wigs thicker, then you'll have to have more bundles. And I'm just gonna lay the second track across, and I am going straight across. I'm not going in a U-shaped motion at all, just straight across. So that means 2 tracks in a U-shaped form and 2 tracks straight across. So after I've gotten those tracks together, I did start at the front of the head, and I started where my U part would have been, and now I am just going to curve this track all around the hair. And from here on now, I will be curving all of my tracks until I get to the top of my U part. So make sure that you again have adequate spacing, because they only sent me 2 packs of hair, so it was really just enough. So as you guys can see, my wig will be thick enough for my head and the type of style that I'm going for. As you guys can see, the little U part right there. So here is the wig when I put it on my head. I finished sewing all of my tracks together, and they're all in a U-shaped form. I made sure that I had enough spacing for my leave out. So now what I'm doing, I am just going to sew down the perimeter of my cap, and it doesn't matter if you get any types of hair in the thread. You just want to make sure that you have the perimeter down, covering your braids. And the reason why I didn't cut it off at first is because this is a stretchy cap material, and I had to sew the hair, so I have to cut afterwards. But like I said, you guys can glue this hair. So if you want to do a gluing method, you can. So now I'm at the top of my leave out, and or my U part, and I'm basically just sewing in the U formation, trying to get some type of hair through the thread. And my threading is not, the most perfect, but I do not really mind getting some glue onto my hair because I know how to remove it. And one of my subscribers wanted to see, how I cut my cap off, so I'm just showing how I cut my cap off right here. I'm just following the lines, making sure that I do not cut any of the thread in any of my hair. And I'm just cutting, basically where I need to be cutting, as you guys can see. It's really late. I'm sorry if I'm explaining stuff so awkwardly. It's just really late. But like I said, to get the glue out of your hair when you're removing it, all you have to do is just spray your hair with a little bit of conditioner and water and let it sit, and it just slide right out. So what you guys see me doing here is placing another track right at the base of my closure, or right at the base of my leave out, not my closure, sorry. And it is going straight on top of my braids, to be honest, because the way that I braided, I wanted it to be super flat. So that's why. And I'm gonna place a smaller track right there, because I do not want any harsh gaps between, my hair. So I've done that, and now I'm just going to work on my leave out. I sprayed a little bit of heat protectant on, and I used Tresemme. So now what you guys see me doing is parting a little bit of my leave out away, and I'm going to be placing tracks between my leave out to help it blend with my hair a lot better. So I'm taking my flat iron, and I'm just going to flat iron a little bit of my leave out at a time, making sure that the other part of my leave out, it's away. I really hope you guys can see it because my hair is super dark, so I hope you guys could really see it. So now I took a track and I just placed it right there into my into my part. I placed it right there into my part. And I used another type of hair. I used my Brazilian hair that I did for my ponytail, and I split the tracks to help it to lay a little bit flatter. So after I have straightened all of my leave out and placed my tracks, I took a little bit of beeswax to help lay my hair a little bit easier. Make sure you just take a little so you don't have greasy hair. And I'm just running it over with my fingers. And I basically just flat iron my hair the way I normally flat iron it. It started raining, so a lot of this footage I didn't really record because it started raining and it started getting dark, and you know how that goes when it starts to rain. But I just flat ironed it. I didn't do anything special to it, and this is basically how it came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my previous videos and let me know what you guys think. Bye.